privacy groups have warned that it could allow governments greater access to our personal and private data. For more on this story, I can bring in France 24's international affairs editor, Philip Turle, who's working from home. Philip, good afternoon. How are these apps going to work exactly, and why are they causing so much controversy in certain countries?
Well, Delano, on paper, it all looks fairly simple. The way it's going to work is that you download a specific app which is there to protect you against the spread of the COVID-19, the coronavirus. When you are walking about, if you get in contact with someone else who has downloaded the app as well, there will be an exchange of data, keys, if you like, that will check the person you're close to, whether they've had the virus or whether they've been in contact with the virus. If they haven't, everything will be fine. If they have, then you will be sent a message saying that you have been in contact with someone who has had the coronavirus. That is how it would work on paper. But of course, there are many questions being raised as to what this actually means in real life, how much data is going to be available via those phone apps, and how much they are going to be able to be used by governments and authorities around the world to keep track of people, not only if they're ill with the coronavirus, but for many other security means.
And here in France is disagreement within President Emmanuel Macron's own party as to how an app would be used.
Well, yes, there's disagreement here in France. The big problem is that several different countries are coming up with their own ideas. Now, the big one is Apple, which has got together with Google to produce or to try to produce its own app. At the same time, France is producing one which is called Stop COVID, which has been delayed several times, which the French authorities want to bring in by the 11th of May. But the question now is it going to be accessible via telephones which are produced by Apple? Will Apple allow France to put that app on the phone when it has its own app? If you look at what happened in Belgium, for example, the Belgian authorities have given up the idea of trying to introduce a checking app because they say that not enough people were interested in downloading it, and 60% of the population needed to have that app on their phone for it to be effective. And then, as you said, human rights groups are looking at whether or not this information is going to be used by other governments around the world. I'll give you a couple of examples, if you like. In China, there's an app called Alipay, which is used to buy things online. The information that customers put forward on that is kept by the authorities and then can be sent to the police. The human rights groups have warned about that being a possibility. And another one is in Israel, where the company NSO is coming up with software to try to check on the spread of COVID-19. NSO was the company that sent software to Saudi Arabia that then tracked the journalist Jamal Khashoggi. So there is reason for concern. But of course, in this period where nothing is really normal, a lot of people are saying, well, this might be a price worth paying just to be able to be sure that anybody around me doesn't or does have COVID-19, and therefore I can make the right measures, take the right steps to protect myself. But just what happens afterwards, that's the big question, just what happens afterwards when the coronavirus epidemic disappears. Will this become the norm of everyday life, or will these apps then be taken down and the threat of the spread of all this information around the world disappear as well with the virus?
I wonder if we'd be able to delete those apps and if that would change anything. Who knows? Thank you very much for that, Philip. Philip Turle reporting that.